Isha volunteers, Aarti Hirmat, Mandakini Sridhar, and Sri Lakshmi on behalf of KLE Society's S. Nijinagappa College. Welcome you, madam. I would like to welcome our driving coach, Dr. Arun Kumar P. Sonapanavar, sir, Principal KLESNC. Thank you for joining us, sir. I would also like to welcome our senior professor, Nagi Reddy, sir, Head Department of Physics. Welcome, sir. Now, I would like to welcome various heads of department, faculty, and NSS volunteer students who gathered here. Thank you everyone for joining this particular session, Save Soil. Today we are organizing awareness session on Save Soil movement. Save Soil is a global movement launched by Indian spiritual leader Sadhguru to address land degradation and advocate for healthy soil. Today's awareness session on Save Soil movement to invoke a conscious approach to soil and planet in all. Without further delay, now I would like to invite team of Isha volunteers Aarti Hirmat, Mandakini Sridhar and Sri Lakshmi to throw us some more light on Save Soil movement. Over to you, ma'am.
Hello, Namaskaram friends. Today we would like to tell you more about soil which is going extinct. Soil, you must be wondering, why do we still talk about soil? What is the requirement for it? But as we all have to understand, soil is a very, very important element in all our lives. Without soil, there is no life. So, soil, this is going extinct. In another, maximum in another 40 to 50 years, we won't be able to do any of the harvest, what we are doing now at least. We won't be able to do it. It's going extinct. This is not only our Sadhguru who is telling us. Many of the researchers from United Nations and other scientists are also saying this, and they are advocating. They say we have to save our soil, without which later on there will be no life. If not for ourselves, if not for our generation, we'll have to save soil for the next generations, the younger children. The children are the next citizens, so we have to save the soil for them. And let me tell you friends, this is a global movement. Sadhguru started his lone motorbike journey from London. He started on 21st of March. He is going via 124 countries, meeting all the governments of those countries and other delegates concerned with them, and telling them what are the policies which need to be brought about to save soil. He is on a lone motorbike journey. And that motorbike journey is not an easy one. You know, whether it is raining or it is hot, whatever it is, he rides. He rides his bike at least for about 7 to 8 hours in a day. This is it, but this is kept aside, but then he says soil has to be saved, otherwise none of the future generations can do anything about it. So maximum by 2050 we might have another 30 to 35 harvests done anywhere globally. But after that, no food, we can't do any harvest, no food, no life. So now soil is so important. Soil is getting extinct because of all the industrializations and various other activities and lot of pests which are being pest controllers and all what we have used it's all going extinct. So if we don't act right away, if we don't take any action, we won't be able to do anything later. It will take about 100 to 150 years for us to save soil if we don't act right now. If we act right now, maybe in another 3 to 4 years, we will be able to do something. Actually, our elders like our grandparents and others, they could eat just one orange and get all the nutrients and nutritions, whatever they require. But what we do now, eat 8 or 9 oranges and you don't get so much of nutrition at all. All of you must be feeling that, and you know how many cases are there, how many illness is there. So unless and until we act now, we won't be able to do anything. And you, as youth of our country, it's your duty, it's your responsibility, I would say, to act and save soil. There are ways which we will show, and we will show you Sadhguru's video, and you will come to know about it. Please wait.
Just show you a short PowerPoint to know that what seriousness of the soil degradation which has happened, which Artik was explaining. You will understand the seriousness of it when you see the data, which is confirmed by not only us but other people. And first of all, what do you think? What comes to your mind when you say soil? Anyone? What comes to your mind?
Life.
Life, yeah. You can say even ecological issues which is coming up, environmental issues. Can be related to the soil. Anything you get to your mind? Yes. So basically the degradation of soil, what all it is leading to? What are the problems we are facing?
Deforestation.
Deforestation, yes.
Landslides.
Exactly, yes, true. Even, do you believe that global warming can be controlled by having a organic soil? There are various problems, one solution which is soil actually. In the last slide I will show you what are the things which can be sorted out, but basically what you are saying now is degradation of soil, biodiversity. You know, like in 1 spoon of soil will have at least more than life which is on the earth. That much of biodiversity is there in that. Okay, in 1 teaspoon of soil actually. These are some data which you can see, which has happened, and it's not confirmed by any one person. Like it is UN Food and Agriculture Origin, World Wide Fund, UN predicts, all international organizations which is confirming the problem which we have. For example, 52% of the world's agricultural soil already degraded. US has lost 50% of its soil. So it's not just in one country; it's all over the world. It's globally we are having an issue. Can you see this? If you see 75 to 85% of soil in major EU agriculture nations has less than 2% of organic content. For soil to be a soil, it has to have at least 3% of organic content. Otherwise, it will be sand. But currently in India, it's less than 0.5%. You can see that 62% of Indian agricultural land has less than 0.5% of organic content. So that is the state we are in now. Yeah. I'm just showing this so that you can understand the seriousness of the issues which we have. And as Artik was saying, you can see in the last one where it was like, 1 orange is like equivalent to 8 oranges now. That's the nutrient levels we are using. So we are suffering, billions of people are suffering because of nutritional deficiencies. Just an example, protein levels, it has dropped 60% in India. And this is the thing which we all, relate very much.
3 lakh farmers committing suicide. They all assume like, putting more fertilizers, they'll be able to harvest more, but that is not the case. Unless soil is really rich in organic content, will not be able to grow well. Okay? With all these things, at least we'll have to act now. If it is not, then it will be late. As I was saying, like, you can do it later. You may think, like, after 50 years, what happens if we do it? It will take a lot of time. It will take 150 years to revive it. If we do now, at least in few years, we'll be able to revive a certain part of it. So we all need our actions now. We are doing the Save Soil movement. Why do you think we are doing it? Yeah, it's not like for just Sadhguru says, or it's fun or something else we are doing it. We want some permanent policy changes from the government. Because one person can't do the change, or one society, or one community, or one city cannot do this change. It has to be done globally, and it can be done by the government, changes done by the government policies. And when government wants to change the policy, it has to see the support from the people. So we have to support, as a people, we have to show the support to the government, yes, we are with this movement. Then the government can change the policy. So Sadhguru is trying to make this as an awareness program. So more and more people are aware of the problems and voice out our concerns and support. Like this, we can say to the government, yes, we do need the change. That's when we can expect the policy changes. Okay, so this is the thing which is taken up now. Everybody will feel like, what does bike ride has to do with this? He's trying to make the awareness to all the people, like make them realize the seriousness of it, and we want to reach 3.5 billion people actually. And like in the olden days, it was newspaper or TV. But for now, what is the thing which can reach more people now? Exactly. So social media. So that's why we are expecting the support from the people. Like on Twitter, all the decision makers are on Twitter. So we expect support from people on Twitter, saying we support this movement. You tweet, see the Sadhguru's post, you can support it, and by saying yes, you are with the movement. #Save Soil. That's why how many people are with that. If it is known, then the government, we can tell the government, see, so many people are supporting this. Okay, in schools, we are asking children to write the letters to the PM. But now you are in college, so you can use social media and you can raise your voice to, support this movement, and those concerns we know to the government. So as I said, soil is one of the major things which is to be done, because it addresses all these things: climate change, global warming. Because how do you think global warming can be reduced? By saving soil. Soil is the carbon sink. It's a big carbon sink actually. So if you have a very good organic soil, it can absorb more carbon. So your carbon in the atmosphere will be reduced to a great extent, and will be reducing your global warming. And for loss of biodiversity. For example, if organic matter is there, then the biodiversity will be growing. But for now, it is reduced to a great extent in the soil. That's why the organic matter is come down. Why we call ourselves as human beings? It's all because of humus. If you understand, in the soil, you have the humus. Yeah, it is nothing but the biodiversity in soil. Are you getting the point? How serious the problem is? I'll just I'll just show you the. Just have a small quiz so that we know what you understand from soil as such. Soil is what, according to you? What is soil? Option 1, 2 or 3? 3. So we need to have organic matter, otherwise it's nothing but sand. Correct? So we call it as dirt and other things, but it's actually, without that we can't have a living. So you can just see that. That is the importance of organic matter. How much percentage of life on earth depends on soil, do you think? 1, 2, 3, which one do you think? 87%? Who goes with first one? 87%.
You can raise your hands.
Who goes with first one? 87%. 99? 43? Nobody is raising for anything. There's so many of you. Okay, it's 87% of it, is dependent on soil actually. It's 87%. So you can understand how much percentage of life is dependent on it.
Sir, it is life on earth or life?
Overall.
That's the last question. Previous question. Dash% of life on earth depends on soil.
Yeah.
But maximum life is in water.
No. Not that way also. We are dependent on what?
That's
What is
it.
grown from it. Because you are getting your food from water,
No,
true, but it will not be much.
Question is,
Yeah.
life means species,
Okay.
organisms. Maximum organisms are present in the water bodies.
Correct. Yeah.
That is in the sea and ocean. So little bit we have to change the question, that is.
Sure. Okay.
Dash% of life
No, depends
On-
on soil.
on the earth surface, excluding water
Okay.
bodies.
Fine.
Then it comes 87%.
Done.
Scientifically,
Yeah.
that's right.
Thanks for that. Yeah. Sure. Here I wrote it. 1 teaspoon of soil contains more living organisms than there are people on the planet. If you can see that. That is the value of the organic matter which we need actually. Carbon stored in the soil is dash times the living plant soil. Can you take a guess? Option 5, 3, 2, 3 times. So you can understand how global warming can be really controlled. Yeah. The water stored in soil represents about how much fresh water. So you all know the importance of it, so that we have to do is like this, we have to save it now to get that organic matter to do that, right? How much of food comes from precious topsoil? 88, 7 times. Yeah. It is 95% of our food comes from soil. So if we don't do it now, scientists are saying next 60, 70 harvest we can have in soil. Otherwise, later on it will be really an issue for our next generation. For us, we may sail through, but what happens to the next generation, unborn child? So we are taking their food actually. So we need to do something immediately to save soil. And what to do, I mean, we will come back to that, but we want you to watch one video by Sadhguru so that you have a clear idea.
We are talking about climate change, carbon emissions, and global warming and various other aspects. But we are not addressing soil. Soil is the habitat upon which zillions of lives thrive. Once there is no richness in soil, then you have forsaken the planet in many ways. Every responsible scientist in the world and the UN agencies are clearly saying we have only 80 to 100 harvests left. That means approximately 45 to 50 years of agricultural soil left on the planet. By 2045, we will be producing 40% less food than what we are producing right now, and our populations will be 9.3 billion people. The food shortages that could manifest in the next 25 years, the consequences of that is unimaginable. Civil wars will unfold across the world once there is food shortage. What we are facing now is soil extinction. Why is soil becoming extinct? Where is it going away? What is happening to our soil? We must understand, if you add organic content to sand, sand will turn into soil. If you remove all organic content from the soil, soil will become sand. In normal agricultural soil, the minimum organic content should be between 3 to 6%. The most minimum is 3%. At least this minimum to keep the soil alive, to keep the soil as living soil is a must. Agricultural soils across the world, the depletion is so heavy. In most countries, more than 50% of the topsoil is already gone in the last 100 years. The nutrient levels have dropped significantly. The level of micronutrients you would get from your food in early 20th century to what you are getting from the same food now has dropped 90%. If you ate one orange in 1920s, what you got from it. Now in 2020, if you have to get the same, you will have to eat 8 oranges. This is what we have done to our food.
Soil is the biggest ecosystem on the planet, and so few people know anything about it. 1 teaspoon of healthy soil probably contains more microbes than there are people on Earth.
The microbial life in the first 12 to 15 inches of topsoil is the basis of our existence. It is this magic beneath our feet which has produced the life that we are. This first 12 to 15 inches of soil is the basis of life for 87% of life on this planet, including you and me.
We have to begin to recognize that what we call our soil, Mother Earth, is a living organism.
Open soils, ripped open by plowing, open to sunlight, is the basis of destruction of microbial life. So the focus should be in agriculture, the focus should be on seeing that land is under shade as much as possible. Some kind of shade, grasses, herbs, bushes, trees. Conscious Planet is launching Save Soil movement to bring about a policy change to regenerate soil. As a part of this, I'm 65 and I'm riding 30,000 kilometers, a lone motorcycle journey, 30,000 kilometers across 24 nations to activate support from the citizenry to assure the governments long-term investments will be appreciated. So it's extremely important that soil regeneration is enshrined in the policy of every government on the planet. We must change the narrative on the planet that soil is a wealth, a legacy we have received from previous generations, and we have to pass it on as living soil for future generations. We are in a cusp of time. If you do the right things now, in the next 15 to 25 years, we can significantly turn this situation around and regenerate the soil. But if we allow this to progress like this for another 30 to 40 years, after 40 years, if we attempt this, then it could take 150 to 200 years, because that much loss of biodiversity would have happened. From 21st of March for 100 days, the whole world, every human being on the planet should talk soil. So we must hear the word soil, save soil everywhere, to see that the narrative on the planet changes towards the most vital aspect of our life, the soil. Each one of you should reach as many people as you can to make this happen. Many global leaders and influencers are already participating in the movement. Be a part of this and let us make it happen.
For my part, as much as I can contribute.
We need to save the soil, do your part.
And saving the soils.
Our future, our children's future, and our planet's future depend on it.
Save the soil.
We know what we must do, so let's make it happen.
Let's make it happen.
Let's make it happen. Let's make it happen.
Let's make it happen.
Let's make it happen.
So, are you all ready to join this movement? Yeah? You'll have to support, all of you have to support by, be active on social media, tweet. So, We will share you the details. Like we have created one pledge page actually, wherein more and more people, students can register themselves as an Earth Buddy. We call them as Earth Buddy. And only thing they have to do is tweet every day. There'll be a lot of content which will be there on the website, and we can share it as well. That has to be retweeted, quote tweeted, liked by people, so that a lot of people come to see this. We need to spread this to 3.5 billion people before Sadhguru comes to India. Only when there is support from people, we can insist on the government to make the change in policy. Individually, as I said, we can't do anything. So government has to change the policy for a very long term impact. So for that, we need to show our support. So especially it's for your generation and next generation more than us. So please do support this movement. Yeah. Okay. We have. Yeah. How many of us, how many of you people can we take it as a pledge? We have to have a commitment, like how many of students can do this. So I don't know the strength of the college, sir. 3,000. So how many of you do you think we can take it as commitment from the college and from the students? NSS team is here again. So can you all take the lead and convince other students to join this movement, register them?
Can you give a count of how many students from your
Approximately, it's just a target. Of course, you can do it, but it's a target. Can you take it as 2,500 students, please?
Is it through Google Form or what they are?
No. It is there on the website, right? We are doing that.
It's a page wherein everyone will be.
The link will be shared.
Yes, link will be shared. They just have to enter their details and then register themselves.
You can just share that link.
It is done already with the
We'll
students.
send the entire
Yes.
One of the volunteers will come.
Definitely they are registered, no problem.
Yeah.
Maximum
But,
students will register.
Yes, but registering is one thing, so that you have to see that they are free. That's why I'm just asking the
And
students to
every
give the
day,
commitment.
quote, tweet and retweet.
It's only for next 65 days. Because the old movement is for 100 days. Already it's 36th day today. So it's only 64 more days actually we have. So 64 more days if you can tweet regularly, and that's it. Because that's when the policy changes are expected. At least commitment from the governments. Already quite a few countries have agreed. So when it's coming to India, we want that to be done at the greatest extent. So can we get a big yes from the students?
Yes, see, as it is, you're all volunteers for some national service. So consider this as a national service and your role in it. So are you all ready to do it?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. We've given the pledge page account to one of your volunteers. Please come. She has it, and please register your name in it.
Then she has to share.
I have shared this in our NSS group and also the class group. You can share this to your respective classes group also. Thank you.
Send to all the mentors, students.
Yes.
All the students.
Yeah, I said to ma'am. Thank you.
Thanks for the support.
Thank you for the support, sir.
And we have our own soil song. All okay for a bit of jig? Students are ready. Of course, you all can also join. So
Anybody can join for it. And we've already got, as it is from the school children, we've got more than 1 lakh of letters to the Prime Minister. And now yourself as college students, you please support. That's what we request you on.
see, you need not go anywhere. Just
Right,
sit at
yeah.
home and do it. Like just 2 minutes time. That's 2 minutes of your time.
Shall I tell you one of the examples of one of our volunteers, Isha volunteers. He's also a college student by name Yashis. He has started doing his walkathon. Padayatra he started doing, from where, as Srimad Akama Devi started from Uduttade till South Kailash. He started walking 1,008 kilometers. Today he is on the 5th day. He will be completing because he says, yes, I will save soil. And wherever he goes and wherever every step he is taking, he is telling people about soil. So we request you all to support this activity.
So we're just not expecting all that, but at
No,
least 5 minutes of your time.
Yeah.
Every day.
Not all that.
But that's
This is
only
just
for
an example of one of the volunteers who is doing it.
Yeah, classmate, one classmates. Yashasvi is our
Yes. Oh, is it?
Oh, Yashasvi is from KLESNC college.
Oh,
That's great.
That's great.
He's first year student.
Okay.
That's very
And he's from Shimoga.
Shumaga, that's right. He started from very close to that place.
We'll just watch this song and then we'll show you the steps.
Yes, we don't know the steps.
That's why we'll just show and then we'll show.